Hi everyone, my name is Sam Johnson and I am a voice teacher. I'm going to be reacting to and analyzing BTOB singing To My Love for Immortal Songs 2. Sounds really easy, very released. But still forward.
그대 잊어버렸나 지난 날들을
Nice.
사랑하고 있어요 변한 것 없이 많은 세월 갔어도 우리 사랑은
His sound is so forward. When he was doing his ooh before, it was it was very forward. It wasn't ooh where it's really back. The bass, the guy who was singing low to the G, he didn't have quite as forward of a sound. And so it's cool to go back and forth between these two singers to see how they sound differently.
옷깃을 스치는 바람 같아요
Nice.
나를 버려도 내 마음속에 지난 날의 꿈이 있어요 나를 버려도 내 마음속에 지난 날의 꿈이 있어요
He has very open sound. That's nice. Nice. He's the guy who sang really low earlier. He sang a G earlier that was quite low, and then he just went up to an A. You can sing high notes if you have a low voice type. If you're capable of singing low notes, you're still capable of singing high notes. Nice. I like his voice. That guy has really cool technique. I think sometimes he's shoving his tongue forward to try to keep this sound forward, which is creating a lot of space in the back. Because of that, he has a very open sound, and when he drops his jaw, it just actually creates more space in the back, because the tongue can roll forward even further. He's kind of pulling back his tongue. Nice, so he went up higher, he kind of slid up, just opening his mouth a little bit as the note went higher, and then when he went to the high E, he flipped into a more hooty type configuration, which allowed him to be more tender with it. Versus if he was trying to pull up the same sort of weight that he was doing before, it would be harder to get that round, very pulled back sound. So by asking for that new sound, he actually changed his technique. The technique followed because he asked for a different tone. Nice harmony. So he starts the lower part a little bit rounder, oh, wow, and then when he comes back, he makes it rounder again, which tells me that he just feels like he needs more space on the top. There are two ways to make more space. There's horizontal space and there's vertical space. He did a combination of the two, but it tended towards the horizontal, where it went oh, ah, versus oh, ah. It gives it a more bright tone quality, but it's also possible to get a bright forward sound with the down. Oh, if you think about it going into the nose, a little bit more nasalization. With him, he achieved it by going a little bit wider. It might be harder to sustain to do how he's doing, but he's coming back down to a very balanced place with the at the bottom. I love that high harmony. Those two voices together sound so clean, and it's low enough in the mix that you can still hear the other soloist singing. But it's a very clean sound on the top. They're listening well to each other. They're blending well with each other because they both are keeping the same tone quality. That was really nice. I like it when harmonies allow you to have a full spectrum of sound, when we have the really small stuff up at the top and the really big stuff at the bottom. It's kind of like barbershop quartet music, where all of the men are covering this really wide spectrum, but listening well to each other and choosing how they're going to produce their sound based on what they're hearing, so that it all sounds similar across the board. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, share with your friends if you think that they'd like it. If you go to my website, vocalese.net, you can sign up for a lesson or learn more about me. Thank you.